This is NVDA. I thought I would go over this ticker again because a trader named Caden is asking if I'm thinking NVIDIA drops back down for Friday, and if so, what is the prediction for the market close on the 16th? And I want to go over what trader Murat has already done and executed, I believe, with this ticker. So first up, the price targets for Friday on the 5-minute time frame. We ended the day at 122.86, up 4.05%. This is where we are. To the north side takes us back to the middle of the trend and resistance and a potential take profit area, and the baseline 123.37. Above that, at 2 standard deviations, takes us to roughly 125.69. 126.72, and at 4 standard deviations, which I do not think NVIDIA will get to on Friday, would take us to 127.84. And if we do get to this level, you can anticipate people will take their profits and they will run, they will lock in, and they will leave. And if we are up here, the ticker, the price would fall back down and could bounce off this line or this line, because as we go down, this turns into support. And if we're up here and we hit this line, that turns into support as well. Now, the next target is VWAP, and that is 121.41. Negative 2 standard deviations and another level of support, 121.20. Negative 3 standard deviations lining up with another level here, the below VWAP, 120.10. And at negative 4 standard deviations, 118.95. And if we get to this level, and this level, I will anticipate a bounce as people buy the dip. And all day long, price will typically stay within negative 2 and 2 standard deviations. And the calculations constantly change depending upon the time frame that you're playing. If you're doing the 1 minute, the 3 minute, the 5 minute, the 15. So the lines will change. So what I would also do is mark out the middle of the trend and the baseline. Oh, I have to get this off of the magnet because it does make your chart go wonky. And let me turn this into, let's make this line, oh, I don't like that blue. Let's make this line purple. And price could go sideways along this line. So that anticipate that as well, because that would be the baseline if we could just consolidate and go sideways. But negative 2 and 2. Now this ticker, well, not this ticker, this gap that I talked about did touch to the upside on right here, Thursday. Oops, Command Z, reset that. So this ticker is no longer in, I keep calling it a ticker. This gap to the north side is no longer in play at 225. 225, oh my goodness. I have jet lag. I just got home today, so I am out of it. But 122.25 is the gap closure to the upside. And we actually went as high today as 123.24, and that's right up here. But see this, we didn't quite make it to 2 standard deviations and fell down, went back up again, basically going sideways, and then tried to run again, but didn't make it up to here, and then fell through. So let me erase this because that is no longer in play. All right. And as I looked on the 5-minute time frame, there are no other gaps that I can see to the upside. So just playing the linear regression, this is going up on the 5-minute time frame. And again, this is resistance. So I'm going to anticipate a pullback, and then people will try to take the price higher and then possibly fall back down. But I gave you the price targets there. Then we've got this looming gap to the south side, this landmine that is not in play. It's not in the channel, not in the zone, not even close. We are moving farther away from this on the 5-minute and grinding higher. And as I mentioned previously, I think I did the last video, the price tag for this to the north side is 139.79, which as of today represents a 13.78% return. So I'll show you this on the the 15-minute time frame. But those gaps to the downside. But as you can see, what we're doing is we are retracing back up to this level right here at 136. See that? It's kind of like a V shape if you play patterns. Just this left side here going down, and then if I feel like it's trying to hit this target. And that makes sense because the 1-year price target is 139.79. Obviously, you're going to get whipped around. You're going to get thrown out of here. And we will go down, but then we'll go down to possibly make another leg up. We have room on the RSI to go up. We are not overbought. All right. And every single one of these targets to the downside has closed. So we have those taken care of and out of the way. There are no other gaps that I see on the 5-minute. Besides the ones I've talked about, but that would be slamming us down, and we're not there yet. And then we have another one. I'll show you this on the daily, but I think that took us to one. Yeah, I have to go to a different time frame because this is getting wonky. It won't show it to me unless I drag and drag and drag, so forget that. But I think that's down to $36-ish, but not in the channel, not in the zone, and not even close. Just nothing really, none of the gaps are small gaps. This is just a bigger one to the south side. But on the 15-minute time frame, let's go to the 15. We're still also in an upward channel on the 15. There, it just populated. Okay, you can see that maybe just a little bit better. So that's a target, and then that's a target as we just correct this. And then possibly once we get to this level, or this level, you can definitely anticipate a pullback, especially if we get to here. But we're going to be grinding our way till we get to this level. All right, so for the 15-minute time frame, because you're going to get different price targets depending upon the time frame that you play. So on the 15, this is 126.48, 132.49, and then 138.28, and then obviously that 139.79. So on the daily, let me show you what we look like. Okay. So for this is where we are. So to the north side takes us to, look at this. The target here is roughly 140.44. Well, if we get to 140.44, well, we're going to close out this gap. So if you're not an analyst, don't follow analysts. You can basically know, I believe that's how they get their price targets. Be your own analyst. Look at your own targets. Learn to read the charts, and you can kind of see where price is going to take you. And then obviously, you know, this is a bonus up here, long term, 152.24. And then after that, don't hold your breath though, 164. This is a long ways away. It's one target at a time. So to the south side, that would take us back down to roughly 116.96. We are in an upward channel on the daily. The RSI not overbought as well, so we've got room to move, right? And then your targets to the south side that I spoke about, there, that takes us there. And let's take a look at the RSI on the weekly. See how we cracked when we were overbought here and here? Of course we're going to fall back. You can't expect price to stay up without falling back down and consolidating for a potential leg up. But I use RSI as support and resistance. That's it. So this is resistance. And we're not quite there at the overbought territory. We've got room to move to continue to churn higher. And that is in line with this. But every time we hit this overbought region, voila. Nobody has to tell you or it's going to go down. You just know it's going to go down. So here we are on the monthly. The highest we've ever gone on the monthly is right here. So Will history repeat itself? Who knows? But this is the target, and then we get slammed down. We try to go back up, and then look at that. This possibly could have been a potential buy-in. And now look at this. On the monthly, we are oversold. And so look at this. I'm going to say that we are going to start to crack. And then we could crack and then go back up again, because people love to trade this ticker. On Fidelity's website, this is yesterday it was on Thursday, Wednesday for Thursday, the highest traded ticker across all markets. So today, this is Thursday, we had the volume 318 million shares traded. The average is 334. So we're down a little bit, but still that's pretty good volume. Now let me show you, let me double click this. So what did I tracked this when it was in the $800 range, the $1,000 range. This is way up here, and that's not even going to be something that I look at as a target, because this is before the split. This is like done. I'm not going to delete it just because I like to see where I've been and, the potential to where we're going to go. But let me go back on the 5-minute time frame here and show you the trade that Trader Murat told me about on Wednesday night, which I didn't see his information. I made the video before I saw his messages. So see how the price moved over here, because I moved to different time frames. When you flip over to the different time frames, this gets wonky because I mark it on the 5 and it gets discombobulated. So that is the downside of TradingView, because they changed how they calculated things, and I do not like it. Okay, so let me fix this. So Trader Murat said that he was going to sell NVDA at roughly 119.70. So let me mark this out just because I'm curious what he did. So let's turn that into, this color, because, no, that's too light. Let's just do this one. Okay. So the coordinates, 119.70 is there. So we hit that today. I don't know what he bought in at, but congratulations, we did hit that target. So I anticipate that he's out of this trade for what he said, a half of position. So he sold out for gains, and then he's going to keep the other half for a long-term position. So that's awesome. Made his money and got out for some, and then holding on to other shares. That's what I like to do too. And then his re-entry, if we get down, is going to be at 111. So this lines up with this gap that I have talked about. So he's going to be looking at 111-ish and buying in down here. So that would be support. So that makes sense to me. And then what else? I think that is it for NVIDIA with his trade. Yeah, so congratulations. And he also made a comment about SMCI. There's huge upside to that ticker, he thinks, and the price is lower than ever. I don't know what it closed at today, so I do want to make a video on that. Forward PE lower than AMD, so that's nice. It's just the problem is that ticker is so expensive if you buy shares, like I like to buy shares. But recently, I did do a video when this ticker was at $98.91. So I'm kicking myself for not buying in here. But I do believe, what goes up must come down. It will, and that's when I will have to strike. I'm hoping it gets down to 74, and that's when I will load the boat. And even at $30 would be amazing, but I don't think so. Don't hold your breath. Okay, that is a look at NVIDIA on the 5-minute, the daily, quickly on the weekly and the monthly. So the other ticker I wanted to go over is this one. CSCO Systems ended the day at $58.53, up 6.8%. Very quickly, this is where we are. To the north side, VWAP 49.01, 50.20, 51.20, and 52.16. To the south side, back at support, which we are very close to, 48.32, 46.37, 45.45 will close out that gap, and 44.45. We ran off of earnings today. The reported earnings was $13.642 billion. The estimate on the street, $13.535 billion. So we gapped up, but I do not expect us to stay up there. People will be taking their profits, and they already did up here. Look at that. Boom. Anytime we hit the outlier here, here, or here, I will anticipate a pullback as people take their profits and they run, they lock in and they leave, and they do it over and over again. And look at this. From here to here, middle of the base, the trend line, boom, a little bit of a bounce. But we've got this landmine to deal with. I have not looked at this ticker in a very long time. But let me flip this over to the daily and see what has happened. All right. And Trader Murat has also alerted me to this ticker in the past. So look at that. It got wonky because I marked this on a different time frame, but at this price, at 48.27, you could have gotten out there. So that from here to here is 8.98%, better than keeping your money in Chase. Don't ever do that. Just use that account to pay your bills and find a different bank to park money where you can make at least with no effort, 2%. Okay. And then we got up to resistance, fell back down, blah, blah, blah. And then look on the daily though, we're still going down. Okay, so keep that in mind. But on the daily, resistance is at 46.21. Wait, sorry, I'm giving you the wrong target. This is the target. I'd say that looks like a gap. That's the gap to the downside, 45.45. So ignore what I just said. So this is where we are. Back up to resistance is 49.79-ish. Then this is the other target, 51.68. And then here, 53.47. And then this gap that I have been tracking takes us to 55.49. Not in the channel, not in the zone. Okay, no, we're going down still. And then if we are here, back to the middle of the trend, is going to take us to 46.23. And then down here, roughly 42.59. The 1-year price target is 53.71, which represents a 10.68% return from where we are. All right, so that's a look at NVDA and CSCO. If there are gaps that you see that I have not pointed out on NVIDIA on the 5-minute time frame, please let me know, and have a great trading day.